All right, podcast. I didn't post the last two because I felt they were just not funny. And what I was trying to do in the last two was to let go of trying to be funny, in the hopes that I would be funny, that I would let go, I would open myself up to the universe, and humor would come out. And I let go, and I opened myself up to the universe, and the universe said, this is not going to be a good podcast. The universe said, all right, just start writing. Go do the work. Stop trying to wing it. So here I am winging it again. I'm also beginning to wonder if doing it once a day and posting it once a day is too much. You know, maybe there's just too much, maybe there's too much Josh in the world. Maybe we need to dial it down. And I think the reality of it is I just didn't feel good about it, so I didn't post it. Which means that I definitely have to post the one today. Because part of why I'm posting it every day is I am trying to overcome fear of not being good enough by posting it no matter what. And whether it's good, whether it's bad, by making the goal to finish it, to get it out there, and let it be what it will be. Ooh, my voice just cracked there. So that's what I am doing. That's what my plan is. I need to get gas. I didn't overdo it on eating bad things yesterday, so hopefully today my stomach will be a little less freaked out. I feel a little bit better, but we'll see. We will see as we climb the mountain of joy. What? I'm really upset today. I've been upset for the past. I am upset. What's the root of this upsetness? That I'm not being present. I don't think I'm being present. So the goal here is to be present. Be in the moment right now. Just be in the moment right now. What do you see in this moment right now, man? What do you see? What do you feel? What do you feel in this moment? You're present in this moment. What do you feel? What comes up for you? What comes up for you? Tell me what comes up for you in the moment. When you're in the moment, what do you see? What do you see? Apparently, a New Age character. That's the annoying New Age guy. That's what comes up for me in the moment. You just have to open yourself up to the universe, man. Just open yourself up to the universe, and then things will come. The universe provides, you know? The universe totally provides. I think the universe provides arbitrarily. And sometimes the universe takes away. And sometimes horrible, horrible things happen from the universe. But I am not in control of that. So the question is, do I pretend to be in control of it? Do I hope I'm in control of it? I remember my mother telling me, you know, there's so much we think we're so in control and we're not. There's so much that we're not in control of. And I like that. That's her take on it. Oh, you think it's helpless? It's actually more helpless. I think I'm going to have to stop and get gas, which I hate doing while podcasting. Because then I'm talking out loud and I'm afraid that people are going to listen to me podcast. Which is ridiculous because I'm in Los Angeles. Chances are they're not listening to me podcast because they're too busy podcasting. It's a building that has Colonial Chiropractic. Now here's my question: isn't Colonial and Colonel spelled the same way? I don't know. I do know that there's a car that's about to impede my view. Oh no, the car got in. All right, good. It was a Dodge. It was a Dodge Charger, I think. Driving a Dodge Charger. Dodge Charger. Charge through life. Dodge Charger. Yeah, well, I don't drive a Dodge Charger. I drive a Dodge Carefully Advance. That's what I drive. No. That right there, I feel like, is a microcosm of everything I've done involving stand-up in the last 10 years. Right there. I don't drive a Dodge Charger. I drive a Dodge Carefully Advancer. That right there. Every single joke I have is pretty much that stupid joke. Well, that's a bit harsh, isn't it? I'm a bit harsh, a bit hard on myself, aren't I? I'm in a foul mood. About to travel. I hate traveling. Is it that I hate traveling, or that I hate the potential things that could go wrong with traveling? And the irony of this, the sheer irony of this, ladies and gentlemen, the sheer irony of this is that all of the things I'm terrified that are going to happen to me when I'm traveling could happen to me anywhere. Could get hit by a car. You know, we're so worried about the plane. I could get hit by a car. I could just drop dead out of nowhere. I mean, there's no way to avoid catastrophe. And the more I try to avoid catastrophe, the more I might be leading into another catastrophe. That's what life is a river, but it's a river that goes through horrible rapids. It's a river that goes through horrible rapids, and you know, one way or another, the boat's going to capsize. The question is, where do you want it to capsize? And it's going to be a horrible, painful death. But will it be upriver or downriver? I always like to begin my podcasts with a positive view of the world. So I think the other thing I'm working on is authenticity and opening myself up emotionally. So yesterday in class, I'm talking about being on Tinder. And I put in my Tinder profile, first of all, a picture of me I'm not dolled up, and I'm not smiling. It's just a picture of me sitting outside. Close up. Not very flattering. My best attempt at a driver's license picture. And I wrote in the bio of the Tinder, you know, I'm interested, or I'm depressed, mild obsessive compulsive disorder, lower middle class, career comes first. The second picture that I posted here is the truth. And just want to let you know about all the red flags now. That's what I wrote in it. That's what's in it. Just so everyone... Oh, I think I also put in narcissistic. And I should, if I didn't, I should go back and put that in. And after explaining this in class, I'm told, well, you're not taking Tinder seriously. You're treating it as a joke. And I'm genuinely flummoxed by that. It does not feel like a joke to me. I feel like I'm dead serious on all this stuff. I'm not kidding. I'm making it perfectly clear. I'm trying to, and that's the other thing that was said to me. You should, in dating, you put your best foot forward. And I call that lying. To put the best foot forward implies that there is a worst foot. And sooner or later, the worst foot is going to be seen. So my take on all this is put the worst foot forward. And the irony of all this is that all those things that I said, depressed, obsessive compulsive, career first, narcissistic. I'm misdirect anger, but I am working on it. I'm trying to work on it. The irony is that if somebody that I'm attracted to has all of that stuff, not only would it really not bother me, but I think a lot of it would be a turn on. And those are the things I'm afraid I'm going to get rejected for. Which means I'll be rejected for something that's not on that list. Unbelievable. Truly unbelievable. This BMW, keeps trying to pass me. Is finally passing me. Where are you rushing to, sir? The grave? Where are you rushing to? More disappointment? I ask thee. I've got to get that permit for the banner. I really do. I've got to get it. Yes. All right, so I think we've accepted that I'm insecure. I also got to figure out to do what. Yeah, I don't know. Should I be announcing that I'm traveling on the podcast? If anyone in Colorado is listening to this, I'm going to be at the Comedy Works in downtown this coming Sunday, October, or as I like to call it, Rocktober 6th at 7 p.m. doing a 5-minute guest spot. So come and check me out. Comedy Works Denver. For some reason, saying Comedy Works Denver like that reminded me of Showbiz Pizza, which is what Chuck E. Cheese used to be. So either they became Chuck E. Cheese or Chuck E. Cheese bought them out. But it used to be Showbiz Pizza. And I remember that the theme song to it at the commercial was Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid. Where a kid can indeed be a kid. And what do we mean by that? Play video games. Eat bad food. Look at robots dancing. I mean, a kid is always a kid. Where a kid can be a kid. Where can a kid not be a kid? Well, adult restaurants. I mean, isn't that what adults are? It's a bunch of kids who can't really be kids. Isn't that what's going on here? Isn't that the reality of the situation? Where a kid can be a kid. Where could I be a kid? There's one video, when I went there was one video game I always played. It was a racing game. But this particular racing game, what I remember about it is that this was not a good time to get gas. There's nowhere to go! And the person did not pull up to the front. You're always supposed to, God. Gas station rules. Gas station rules. You always pull to the front. You pull to the front pump. You don't well, you know what? I'm not being fair here. I see it. I see what's happening. There's a cone, so it looks like that pump is not available. So I got really upset with this woman in my head. And the reality is, it's not her fault. But I acknowledge that. I want to let everyone know that I acknowledge. I was berating this woman. And it was totally not her fault. I acknowledge that. See? I'm a good person. So now I am pulling up to the front pump here. And now we transition to doing the podcast outside, which is always unnerving. Because now I feel self-conscious. Like I don't feel self-conscious before. Okay, inserting the card. You know, no matter how many times I do this, I never know which way to insert the card. No. Nope, I put it the wrong way. All right. No. So where was I? Right. Oh, feeling very self-conscious now. Yeah. See, that right there. Why do we need that in this world? Why do we need that in this world? Okay, now here's the other thing that's happening. Yeah. Okay. All right. All right, I went back in the car because the woman who I was yelling at in the car is still there, and I'm very self-conscious of this now. Okay, now she's driving away. Thank God. Thank God. All right, so I'm just going to sit in the car until we're done fueling. She's right in front of me now, driving away. All right, good. See, this is my anger problem. I do have an anger problem. I don't know how to, I don't express it well. Oh, and she has a Denver Broncos license plate grill thing. Is that a bad sign? I'm about to go to Denver. I wonder if that's a bad omen. Are there omens? I don't know. Are there omens? Oracles? What a job that was. To be the oracle. How did they know they were an oracle? Probably could go back and read it. All right. Now it's full. So that's good. I never get receipts when I get gas. Should I get receipts? I probably should. I can hear the voice of my mother saying, you should always get a receipt. Always get a receipt. Okay. Full tank of gas. Perfect. I feel better. Now I can drive all the way to, I don't know, Starbucks or Coffee Bean. The only two destinations I ever go to. So I've been writing outside, writing stuff outside, but it's starting to get cooler. So I think I'm going to have to actually write in the Starbucks again. And I've been avoiding writing in the Starbucks again because lately, and I feel very ashamed to admit this, but there have been a lot more homeless people just hanging out in Starbucks. And I feel uncomfortable. And that really bothers me that I feel uncomfortable. That it's just, I see that and I don't want to deal with it. And I think that's a problem because that's what society does. We don't want to deal with it. We put on blinders. We look at our screens. We close down. And then I see that and I don't know, I get depressed. I'm already there. Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can avoid the traumas that actually occurs that shapes their adulthood. Showbiz Pizza, where all those problems at home can be forgotten about or possibly magnified in public. That theme song might be more appropriate. Showbiz Pizza, where you can see the interaction between parent and child and understand why that child is going to have developmental issues and go into therapy. Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can realize that there is no God and life is not fair. Those should be the video games. They should have a Sartre game where you put in a quarter and you get all the way to the last level and then out of nowhere it says you still lose. Nope. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that you beat everything. You still lose. An existentialist video game. I love it. Sonic the Hedgehog meets Camus. Like you get through the whole thing, you beat the boss, and it says you get 0 points and it doesn't matter. Nothing you do matters. Even if you tell yourself you've made a difference, and even if people say, oh, you have made a difference, you and all of the people saying you have made a difference are going to be dead in 20 years. Dead and forgotten. And the entire human race is going to die out, and the sun's going to engulf the earth, and no one will even know we were here. Unbelievable, my friends. Unbelievable. Where was I going with this? Oh, right. Well, the game I liked playing at Showbiz Pizza, where a kid can be a kid unless the kid has endured suffering and has already grown up too fast. And, but the game was, it was a racing game, except that the car had a gun on it, and you can blow up other cars. And then there'd be this plane that would fly over the car, drop like better kinds of guns on the car, and you could blow up other cars as you were racing. And I enjoyed this game for a number of reasons. First of all, I liked that the steering wheel also had triggers, so you could fire the guns from the steering wheel. So that was cool. I liked the way the car looked, because it looked vaguely... Well, it looked vaguely... What did it look like? It looked vaguely sporty, or vaguely like the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Sort of. Not really, but, 80's sports car. But as I think about it, it is a kind of a twisted game. I mean, it's like pretty much a death race game. It would make race car driving a lot more fun to watch, frankly, if they could, if they had laser mounted laser cannons on their cars. That'd be, that would be exciting, I gotta say. Man, what a race that would be. That's a tough race right there. Do you think that there are lesser divisions in the world of this racing game that you have to work up to? What other in the world of this racing game? It's a racing game where you blow up other people. Are all the sports like that? Like, are people playing football with samurai swords in this world? And even in the high school sports, is it, you're playing baseball, but, the guy in right field also has a sniper rifle, just to make things more interesting. And not only do you have to, pitch, or not only do you have to, hit the ball, but you've got to, dodge bullets. I think that, yeah. This is getting close. This is getting a little close to a George Carlin bit about how to make basketball more interesting. So I got to be careful. And I got to give credit where credit is due to Mr. Carlin on that. So is that really how I'm going to end this podcast, by basically backing into a George Carlin bit? It looks like it. It friggin' looks like it.